Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Bhagavati Vasudha Devi Dasi from Mangalore, India. Please forgive me for stopping all of you from ecstatic chanting. Now we would like to go to the next part of the session. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name given by Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in questions to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna. Once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Let us move on to the next part of the session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all are joining the call today?
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Dakshadas from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Arvindas Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Prabhuji for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Elkhorn. Wishing, no, nothing else. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare
For
Krishna.
devotees, everyday festival, Mataji. No worries, you can wish for all of us.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah, UAE. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Indulekha Mataji, for wishing all of us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Hare Krishna. Yeah, welcome all of you. Thank you everyone for joining. Today is the day I think Srila Prabhupada started the US. So on that way, we will accept Indulekha Mataji's wishes that today is also an auspicious day that Srila Prabhupada left to US. And, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining Bhaktisanga conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 7.9.44. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I hand over the call to Susmita Mataji for the brief introduction on Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you, Mataji. So here is a brief introduction for Prabhuji. We are happy to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji on our call today. Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2004. He earned a MBBS degree from Grant Medical College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashram in 2010 and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical and engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhakti Vedanta Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Sastri and Bhakti Vaibhava courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji has done through studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity once again. And Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then with Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, I will hand over the call to you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for that brief introduction. Looks like Prabhuji is yet to join. By then, if anyone would like to introduce themselves, they can go. Chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Sorry
Thank
for
you
the
so
delay.
much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sanga conference call. We are really fortunate to have you in this call today. And today's Srimad Bhagavatam verses 7.9.44 onwards. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Over to you.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for the opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Kadati Swapadantakam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathānvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निधिनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on chapter 9. We are on verse number 44. Chapter 9 is entitled Prahlad pacifies Lord Narasimhadev with prayers. And today we'll be discussing a very, very wonderful prayer which Prahlad Maharaj is making unto Lord Narasimhadev. प्रायेण देव मुनियो सविमुक्ति कामा मौनम चरन्ति निजने स्वपरार्थ निष्ठा नैतान् विहाय कृपणान् विमुमुक्ष एको नान्यं तदस्य शरणं भ्रमतो न पश्ये. Translation. My dear Lord Narasimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and the towns. They go to Himalayas or the forest to meditate with the vows of silence, Mauna Vrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to the shelter of your lotus feet. Purport. This is the decision of the Vaishnava, the pure devotee of the Lord. For himself, he has no problems, even if he has to stay in this material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. Sorry. The Krishna conscious person fell and still. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said, Naivo Dvije Paraduratya Avaitaranya. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. The pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6:17-28. Narayan parasarve na kutashana bhyati swarga aporga narkeshu api tulyarth darshinaha. The devotee is solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayan never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and hellish planets are all same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. For a devotee, being situated in the heavenly planets and being in the hellish planets are equal. For a devotee lives neither in the heaven nor in hell, but with Krishna in the spiritual world. The secret of success for the devotee is not understood by the karmis and jnanis. Karmis therefore try to be happy by material adjustment, And Gyanis want to be happy by becoming one with the Supreme. The devotee has no such interest. He is not interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest. Rather, his interest is in the busiest part of the world, where he teaches people Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate in a secluded place just so that one may show that he has become very much advanced and may be proud of his so-called transcendental meditation. Although he engages in all sorts of foolish materialistic activity. A Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in such a bluff of spiritual advancement. Rather, he is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness because this is the only way for them to become happy. Prahlad Maharaj says very clearly, Nanyam todasya sharanam brahmaton upashye. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. One wanders within the universe, life after life. But by the grace of a devotee, a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get the clue to Krishna consciousness and then not only become happy in this material world, but also return home back to God. This is the real target in life. The members of Krishna consciousness movement are not at all interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest, where one will only make a show of meditation. Nor are they interested in opening many schools for yoga and meditation in the cities. Rather, every member of the Krishna consciousness movement is interested in going door to door to try to convince people about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is the main purpose of Hare Krishna movement. The members of Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna conscious person avoids all kinds of pseudo-spiritualists, transcendentalists, meditators, monists, philosophers, and philanthropists. Hare Krishna. This is a very, very powerful purport which Srila Prabhupada is writing. And this purport describes the mood of a devotee, how a devotee should feel, what should be the attitude of a devotee in this world, what should be the way of workings for a devotee in this world. So these are very, very wonderfully described in this verse. In the Krishna consciousness movement, all the devotees, we have heard from the beginning of our spiritual life, we are not in the movement of Bhajananandis, we are in the movement of Goshthanandis. Goshthanandi means one who is happy when he preaches. And this verse of Prahlad Maharaj very, very aptly and very appropriately describes this mood. And this is what is expected from every devotee in Krishna consciousness movement. One time, Srila Prabhupada was giving initiation, and one devotee came and he was given the name Bhavananda Das, a famous Bhavananda Prabhu. So, devotee, then Bhavananda Prabhu, he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, can you tell me the meaning of my name? Prabhupada said, one who takes pleasure in the material world. So this devotee Bhavananda was thinking, what type of name is this? Is this glorification or is this chastisement? One who takes pleasure in this material world? That means one who enjoys this material world? What is this? So then Prabhupada tells, there is only one pleasure in this material world, and that is reaching Krishna consciousness. There is no other pleasure in this material world. And those of the devotees who are preaching, they have experienced this in their lives. When one soul turns to Krishna, it gives such a joy and satisfaction to the heart. This satisfaction, this joy is not any material satisfaction, material joy. This is a joy which a heart experiences. When the heart sees that one more soul has come closer to Krishna, that is the happiness which we should try to aspire in this world. All the other types of happiness in this world, they are temporary. But the pleasure of sharing Krishna consciousness, pleasure of connecting ourselves with Krishna, and pleasure of connecting others to Krishna, that is the greatest pleasure in this world. Prabhupada writes in the purport, this is the decision of a Vaishnava. Prahlad Maharaj is telling, all these fools and rascals, they're not interested in this, in Krishna consciousness. They don't know how to be happy in this world. Srila Prabhupada, once he was returning back from a program, it was a successful program, thousands of people had attended. It was in the Western world. Prabhupada was returning back. He was in front seat in the car. All the devotees were in the back. And they were talking, oh, this was so wonderful. So many people came and they were very receptive and they were really happy. One of the devotees, he saw that Srila Prabhupada has tears in his eyes. So they were all very shocked because it was really wonderful program. So the devotee asked Prabhupada, what is the problem? Is everything all right? Prabhupada was looking out of the window. He was looking at the skyscraper buildings. And when the devotee asked, Prabhupada, what is the problem? Prabhupada told, we should save them. They are suffering. So now generally, for an outsider, for a common person, when he sees the skyscraper buildings, they don't think that they're suffering. For them, that is their dream. But Srila Prabhupada, like a pure representative of the Lord, he knew. Although these are big skyscraper buildings, but inside their heart, they are all suffering. This is the world of crying heart and smiling faces.
Prabhuji got frozen.
Hare Krishna, looks like Prabhuji got disconnected. Is anybody calling back?
Yeah, Mataji, maybe Prabhuji will join, so let's wait.
Mataji, is the volume okay right now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shamagori Mataji, can you check Mataji with Prabhuji? Maybe he's aware or not aware.
Mataji is telling yes in the chat. Prabhuji is joining back.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, now can hear you.
Sorry, there is some network problem from my side. Okay, no problem, we'll continue. So as Prahlad Maharaj says, I wish to bring them back at the shelter of your lotus feet. That is the decision of a Vaishnava. A devotee is not happy just with his own liberation. Devotee is busy, Prabhupada writes. His only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness, and he can stay in Krishna consciousness anywhere. As Prabhupada quotes this verse, Narayan Parasarve na Kutishchana Vipyati Swarga Pavarga Narkeshu Api Tulyarth Darshinaha. For a devotee, he is not so much concerned about his own liberation. Devotee is concerned about bringing others closer to Krishna. That's the mood we are receiving in the parampara. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come with this Baktilata Beaj. It comes in the Adi Lila 9th chapter, the tree of devotional service. In that beautifully, Kaviraj Goswami describes the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu kahe ami Vishwambhar naam adhari, naam sarthak hoye yadi preme Vishwabhari. He says, Mahaprabhu is telling, my name is Vishwambhar, one who maintains the entire world, entire universe, Ishwar. And my name will be fulfilled if Nama Sarthak Hoy Yadi Preme Vishwa Bhari. If I can fill the entire universe with this love of God. Hey, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took the role of a gardener. Eto Chinti Laila Prabhu Malakara Dharma Navadvipe Arambhila Falodhyana Karma. So Mahaprabhu, he took the role of a gardener and he began to grow a garden in Navadvip. And then this gardener, Prithvite Ani, Sri Chaitanya Malakar Prithvite Ani, Bhakti Kalpataru Ropila Sinchi Ichha Pani. This is very, very important to understand. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Malakar, he is the gardener, and he has brought this seed of love of God, and he's watering this tree with what? He has sown the seed of devotion, Bhakti Kalpataru Ropila, and he is watering it with his own desire. The Lord desires everyone to go back to him. Living in this world, we have rebelled against the Lord. We have left Krishna. We have come here in this material world. Krishna bahirmukho hayya jiva bhogvancha kare pashite maya tare chapatiya dhare. We have left Krishna, but Krishna has not left us.
Prabhuji, we cannot hear you.
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji
we
got
can't hear you.
person, Mataji. So
Yeah,
we'll
can we
wait. He
request
said
Prabhuji that
some.
we can hear the audio instead of video so that the connection will not be loosened?
Yes, Mataji, that will help.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, there's some problem today with the network.
Prabhuji, can I make one request? Could you please
Yeah,
switch off your video and just put your audio so that you will not lose your connection?
sure. I'll do that. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has appeared in this world to give everyone this Baktilata Beaj. And he is watering the seed of Baktilata with his own desire. He is endeavoring to grow this tree everywhere. This tree is full of fruit. What are these fruits? These fruits are the fruits of Acharyas. So when this tree of devotion grows in the heart of a devotee, that is the pure representative of the Lord, he then sows the seed everywhere. And then he appears in this world to show this principle of preaching. Just like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the supreme teacher of Bhakti. He has appeared in this world to show how to live for others. These fruits of this tree, they are the Acharyas. They have seeds of Bhakti in their heart. And this seed, these devotees are planting in each and every living entity in this world, in the heart of them. That is Bhaktilata. That is the mood Prahlad Maharaj is showing here. He's not interested in his own deliverance. He's interested in the deliverance of the entire universe. As strongly, he's saying, I do not wish to be liberated alone, living aside these fools and rascals. Srila Prabhupada once was with his devotees on a sea beach, and devotees were seeing all the people, many people, they were doing surfing. And Prabhupada, he told, oh, these are not surfers, they are sufferers. Now they are enjoying, it seems that they are enjoying, but they are not enjoying actually. Because they are attached to being in the water, they'll take birth as the fish in the spirit, in the next life. So that's how a devotee feels. He doesn't see the present. He sees the present activities, how it will affect the future of a person. So therefore, they are always interested in planting this Baktilata Beaj. Srila Prabhupada, he tells in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 19th chapter, in 152nd verse purport. What is this Baktilata Beaj? We have heard this many times, Baktilata Beaj. What is this Baktilata Beaj? Prabhupada tells there. Oh, the methods, rules, and regulations by which rules and regulations. This is what ताते फले अमृत फल भक्त खाए निरंतर तार शेष जिए जगजन. Amrit Anukshan, this Amrit, this nectar of Harikatha, Sadhu Mahant, all the great devotees, they have in their heart the nectar of Harikatha. Vishwadhyane Tori Varishan, and they are showering this Bhaktilata, this nectar of Harikatha, in the garden of this material world. Vishwadhyana Tori Varishan. And when this rains are falling on the ground, what is happening? Because the rains are full of nectar. It is not
I think again we lost Prabhuji's voice, Mataji.
Ji.
No, Mataji, we cannot hear. I think Prabhuji got disconnected again.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I don't know, so there is some problem. I was just trying to call the internet department. Let's see if it works now.
Okay, Prabhuji.
And they are showering, the Acharyas, they are like the clouds. They're showering the nectarine devotional sentiments which they have in their hearts. Vishodhyane kore parishan. And because of this, Amrit Phal is growing. Tate Phale Amrit Phal. And all the devotees, they are busy eating the fruits of devotion. Bhakta Khaye Nirantar and Tara Shesha Jiye Jagajan. And when the fruits, these devotees, they are eating the fruits and they are very happy, contented. But there are so many fruits which are still remaining. So what they'll do? They're distributing these fruits. That is what is expected from a devotee. Actually, preaching is just sharing our happiness which we experience in Krishna consciousness. It is not about giving wonderful classes full of scriptural quotations and various other things from various commentaries. Yes, they should be there. But ultimately, what touches the heart is the compassion and the realizations which a devotee experiences in his or her life. That is what transforms people. That's what Prahlad Maharaj is showing here. Because he has experienced that protection from Narasimhadev himself. So therefore, I am the only gardener. Ek mala karami kaha kaha yaba. Ekalava kataphala padiya bilaba. He says, I'm the only gardener. How many fruits, how many places I can go? How many fruits I can pick and distribute? There Srila Prabhupada writes, Mahaprabhu indicates that the distribution of Hare Krishna mantra should be performed by combined forces. This indicates that all classes of devotees should combine to distribute Mahamantra without consideration of time, place, or situation. So that is very, very important to understand. We are here not just to personally get benefited, we are here to share this wonderful process of Krishna consciousness. That defines a follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are not just interested in our own deliverance, because a devotee, he has that faith. Because I am in this path of Krishna consciousness, for sure, in due course of time, I'll be liberated. I'll be delivered. There is no doubt about it. But the devotee becomes dear to Krishna when the devotee shares this message with others. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, for a devotee, being situated in the heavenly planets or being in the hellish planets are equal. Because a devotee lives with Krishna. That's the faith a devotee should have. As Krishna himself tells to Durvasa Muni, Naham tishtami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. Lord is telling to Narad Muni in some other episode. He says, I don't stay in Vaikuntha. I don't stay in the hearts of devotees. I stay wherever my devotees come together and discuss my pastimes. And that's where Krishna So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is telling how many fruits will I distribute? How many fruits can I personally carry and distribute? And if I distribute this personally, I'm not sure if I'll give to one person, I may miss other person. So it is very, very difficult situation. And therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives orders to all the devotees, and the famous verse comes. Ateva miyagya dilu sabakare yaha taha prema phal deha yare tare. Therefore, I order each and every man within this universe to accept Krishna consciousness movement and distribute it everywhere. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is giving orders to each and everyone. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Enechi aushadhi maya nashibara lagi harinama mahamantra lautumi magi. The Sankirtan movement has been introduced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to dispel the illusions of this world. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally brought this Sankirtan movement to eradicate this illusion. Prabhupada writes in that, if one is fortunate enough to beg from the Lord this Hare Krishna mantra, his life is successful. That's what is expected from the devotee. Just give me 1 minute. This devotee is saying just to turn off the Wi-Fi and turn on again. It'll take just few seconds, just a minute.
Sure.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, now it should not be a problem. I think I can see a full range here. Okay, let's see.
Prabhuji, but we want to hear from Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who distributed the fruit of bhakti.
Yeah,
From there, we want to hear.
sure. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is distributing the fruits of devotion to everyone, and he's saying, how many fruits will I distribute alone? The gardener. And he's saying, if I don't distribute these fruits, what shall I do with them? I have these fruits of love of God. If I don't distribute them, what will I do with them? Because I can't eat all the fruits alone. I am the only gardener here. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the original reason that Sri Lord Krishna descended as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to understand Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna and to taste that love. Actually, Mahaprabhu appeared to taste these fruits of love of God. But as a genuine devotee, he is in the mood of a devotee. And the devotee is never just by personally enjoying the taste. That doesn't give much pleasure for Goshthanandi. For a devotee, his highest pleasure is when he sees everyone enjoying the taste of love of God, the fruits of love of God. And that's what we can see in this verse by Prahlad Maharaj. He is not at all satisfied thinking about his own deliverance. He very clearly says, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Many times devotees, they think, I want to get liberated. I want to go back to the spiritual world. I'm really disgusted and frustrated with this material world. I want to get liberated. But actually, this is not the mood of a devotee. A devotee is not disgusted with this world. Devotee is detached from this world. There's a difference between disgust and detachment. In the third canto of Bhagavatam, in 25th chapter, Devahuti, she approaches Kapila Dev and she says, Nirvanna nitaran bhumal asat indriya tarshanad. I am disgusted with this material world. I want to just get liberated. Our Acharyas, they tell that this mood is not the mood of a devotee. This is a mood of a jnani. Of course, Devahuti is the eternal mother of the Lord. She's pure prem bhakta. But in this pastime, she is performing the role of a person who is really disgusted and she wants liberation. But liberation is not so attractive for a devotee. The jnanis, they are disgusted with this material world, therefore they want to leave this material world, they want to enter into Brahman. But for a devotee, he is not detached, he is not disgusted, he is detached. There are 4 types of people in the world. This is a riddle question for all of you. You can put on the chat. I'll ask something. There are 4 types of people in the world. In terms of attachment and detachment from Krishna. So first is a materialistic person. Can anyone tell me what is his disposition towards this material world in terms of attachment to material world or attachment to Krishna? For material, the material, he is interested in what? Some of you can unmute yourself and also speak. Maybe putting on the chat will take some time. A materialist, there is a materialist. Then the second class is a Sahajiya. A third class is a Mayavadi. Fourth class, these are the 4 levels of devotee, people in the world. Materialists, Mayavadis, Sahajiyas, and the devotees. So in terms of sorry, in terms of attachment and detachment from Krishna, I'll tell the details. It seems it'll take some time to time. Materialists, they are attached to Maya and detached from Krishna. They have nothing to do with Krishna. Sahajiyas, they are attached to Maya and they are attached to Krishna also. Mayavadis, they are detached from Maya and they are detached from Krishna. They are detached from both. But a devotee, he's attached to Krishna and detached from Maya. So that is a devotee. Devotee is not disgusted with this material world, he is detached from this material world. Detachment is the quality of a devotee. Na nirvinna nati sakto bhakti yogoyasya siddhida. A devotee is not too much attached, not too much detached, not too much disgusted. Na nirvinna, na ati sakta. He is detached. Personally, he doesn't want to be in this world, but because there is a service. This service is to preach Harikatha, bring people closer to Krishna. That's why a devotee is there in this material world. And he uses everything in Krishna's service. That is what nourishes a devotee. When we share this message, we get nourished. As it is said, the best mode of defense is to attack. When we are attacking the various forces of Maya by preaching this Krishna consciousness, automatically we will ourselves become strong because we will take shelter of Krishna more. So this words which Prahlad Maharaj is speaking here, this is a very, very profound verse which impels every devotee to spread this knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And in spreading, the first person who gets benefited is ourselves. We get benefited the most. Even if no one else gets benefited, we get benefited. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he speaks in one of the verses. Kaviraj Goswami mentions that Apana Shodite Kari. All the activities of Krishna consciousness should be done with this mood that I am doing it for my own purification. It is not for anyone else's benefit, but for my own purification. And in the course of helping others, we get benefited the most. That is what we should understand. And that's what Prahlad Maharaj is saying here. Prabhupada writes in the purport, the secret of success for the devotee is not understood by karmis and the jnanis. Karmis try to be happy by material adjustment. Jnanis want to become one with the Lord. But the devotee has no such interest. The devotee is not interested in going to Himalayas. Srila Prabhupada is a prime example of this. He was there happily staying in Vrindavan. He was the greatest of the saint known to everyone. He had met Prime Minister, President, governors. He had written books. Everyone knew how A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami is a great scholar and a great devotee. What was the need for him to go all the way to America? What was the need for him to undergo all the struggles, 2 heart attacks? Nothing, maybe nothing to eat. No one to receive him. No one to help him. Staying in the Bowery. His typewriter was stolen. He was homeless at one night. Why? Why he was doing all this? Why he took all the efforts? So that we can come closer to Krishna. That is the mood of a guru. And Bhagavatam describes you can never repay what our Acharyas, our teachers are doing for us. If somebody thinks I can repay, he becomes a laughing stock. he becomes a joker. We know the patram. We can never repay. One time one devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, can we do anything to repay what you are doing for us? You are giving us Krishna consciousness. Can we do anything to repay? Prabhupada said, you can never repay the debt. Only thing you can do is to preach. By preaching, you can repay the debt. Of course, you can try repaying. We cannot repay. Prabhupada said, you cannot repay, but actually we can show our gratitude. नैवोपयन्त्यपचितिं कवयस्तवेष ब्रह्मायुषापि कृतं रुद्धमुदं स्मरन्तः योऽन्तर्बहिस्तनुभृतामशुभं विदुन्वन् आचार्य चैत्यवपुषा स्वगतिं व्यनक्ते. In this verse, beautiful verse by Brahmaji says, one can never ever even express their gratitude sufficiently for whatever the Lord is doing for everyone. What Lord is doing? Antarbahisthanubhritam shubham vidhunvan. He is purifying the heart of everyone from inside and outside. Inside, he is working as Paramatma, as Chaitya Guru, and outside, he is coming as Acharya, as the spiritual masters, as Guru. The Balaram Tattva, the Guru Tattva descends. In whatever form, the Lord is really eager to save each and every conditioned soul. One devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is it true that if the disciple doesn't perfect his life or her life, the spiritual master has to come back to save that disciple? Prabhupada said, yes, but don't take advantage of it. Go back to spiritual world in this life. It is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, first chapter, the spiritual masters. Kaviraj Goswami is offering prayers to all the Acharyas. He quotes one very, very beautiful verse by Bilva Mangal Thakur. Bilva Mangal Thakur is offering obeisances to the prostitute. Because of her, he became a devotee. Her name was Chintamani. He was so very attached to her. So much so that even the day when his father died, he went to meet this prostitute. And then he had to cross the river, which was flooding, and he found a dead body. He took help of that. He crossed the river. Then he wanted to climb the first floor of this lady's home. There was no stairs. It was locked. He caught hold of the snake and just climbed that. He entered through the window, and this lady was shocked. She said, the amount of attachment you have for my body, if you have a drop of attachment for Krishna, you will be liberated sage. That hit him. He left everything. He went to Vrindavan. On the way, he blinded himself because of some situations. He became the great Bilvamangal Thakur from Silhana Mishra. And then he offers a beautiful prayer. Chintamani, Chintamani mama jayati somagiri guru me siksha guruscha bhagavan shikoti. When he offers obeisances to his spiritual master Chintamani, who is the first Path Pradarshak Guru. Chintamani mama Somagiri Guru me. So Bilvamangal Thakur, he took initiation from Somagiri, his guru, but he also considers Chintamani as his Path Pradarshak Guru. And then he offers obeisances to the Paramatma, the Krishna who is there in the heart. Peacock feather. So it is very, very important to understand that the Lord and the disciples and the great devotees, the gurus, they come. And it is said that this Chintamani was the spiritual master of Bilvamangal Thakur in the last life. And this Salhana Mishra could not perfect his life in the previous life, so therefore he came again, and the Guru also came to deliver. How much a Guru goes through, how much a spiritual master has compassion. We have heard about Nameruchi, Vaishnav Seva, and Jivadaya. But actual Jivadaya, most of the times in our conditioned state as sadhakas, we preach because we are given orders to preach. It is not out of genuine compassion. Maybe some compassion we may have, but actual genuine compassion, like Prahlad, where he is saying, I don't want to go back. I want to stay in this world, just like Vasudev, just like yeah, he told, oh my Lord, I don't want to go back to the spiritual world. Just give me the sense of all the people, all the living entities of the world. I'll suffer for them for eternity. You send all of them to spiritual world. It was not an ordinary statement. He was speaking to Krishna himself, and Krishna knows our heart. It is not the ordinary, lip service he was doing. He meant it. That is the mood of a devotee. That is genuine Vaishnava compassion. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Kabe Navadvipe Suradhuni Tate Nityananda Boli Nachiya Gaiya Berai Bochute Namera Hatete Boadhikar Kabe Habe Bolo Se Dinam Kabe Jiva Daya Hoibe Udaya Nija Sukha Bhuli Sudina Hridaya Bhakati Vinoda Koriya Vinaya Shriya Kyatahal Parive Prachar Kabe Habe Bolo Se Dinam. In these beautiful prayers, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Kabe Jivadaya Hoibe Udaya. We have to pray to the Lord to also develop this feeling of Jivadaya. Kabe Jivadaya Hoibe Udaya Nija Sukha Bhuli Sudina Hridaya. When we forget our own comforts, when in the actual mood of humility and compassion, we reach out to everyone. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying for that genuine compassion. And that is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling here in this verse. Genuine compassion. Naitan vihaya kripanan vimumuksha eko. I don't want to leave these fools and rascals. I don't want to personally get liberated. We can just aspire to get such compassion. It is not so easy. When everyone in this world is working for himself or herself, to have this genuine compassion, that is the aspiration of a devotee, Jivadaya. Otherwise, everyone in this world is working for his own self. Prabhupada writes in the purport, Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate. We are interested only in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that's the only thing which brings one real happiness. Nothing else can make one happy in this world. And a devotee aspires for it. One time, one devotee was telling, Krishna is ready to give this love of God to everyone. And he has made the whole and sole proprietor of distributing this fruits of love of God to the devotees. They are given the power of attorney. Then why people of the world are not becoming devotees? So this devotee was telling, because we are not desiring enough. We are not working hard enough. Because Mahaprabhu is giving his standing orders to everyone. Please distribute this to everyone and everywhere. Atma ichha mritte vriksha sinchi nirantar tahate asankhya phal vrikshera upar. Atma ichha amrita. By the transcendental desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord is nourishing, watering this tree of love of God. Unlimited fruits are growing. And he's telling, please distribute this to everyone. Let everyone eat this fruit and become free from old age, birth, old age, disease, and death. Srila Prabhupada was once in one place and Govinda Mataji was there. She entered the room of Prabhupada and there was a small slug, slimy looking slug. It was just crawling, slithering. And Govinda Mataji says, oh, Prabhupada, just see, this is the small worm. Prabhupada told, just chant to that poor slug. When we chant, they can't chant, but we can help them also by chanting. When Govinda Mataji tells that, after that time, whenever I see any small insect or a worm, I chant to them. That is, that is to understand. We have to develop that genuine mood of compassion which Prahlad Maharaj is showing here, which Prabhupada is writing here. Prabhupada writes, one wanders within the universe life after life, but by the grace of a devotee, one can get a clue to Krishna consciousness. We all have received this process of bhakti. Some devotee came in our life and gave us this Baktilata Beaj. We have to do the same for others. That is how we can start repaying. Otherwise, it is not possible. It is impossible to repay. We can actually express our gratitude by preaching. Prabhupada writes, this is the real target in life. The members of Krishna consciousness are not interested in meditation in Himalayas. We are happy staying in the busiest of the cities and preach. That is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Extremely sorry for all the network issues today. Any
Hare
questions,
Krishna.
anybody?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very beautiful class. Yes, for letting us know how we have to be sincere in our Krishna consciousness and the mission of Mahaprabhu, and how we all are part of the Gaura Leela if we are in the preaching process. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, there are two hand raises. Radha Jyoti Mataji, you can ask the question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much Mataji for allowing me to ask the question. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned about Sahajiya and Mayavadi, about the attachment and detachment point. Could you please repeat, Prabhuji? Could you please teach something more on that?
Yeah. So, Sahajiyas, as we know, the Sahajiya means, as the word says, Sahaja. Sahaja means easy way. These devotees, they are devotees of the Lord, but they're not following any rules and regulations. They don't follow the scriptural rules. They follow whatever they like to do. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, the Gaudiya Parampara was in a very bad shape. After a few hundred years, nobody was following the actual Gaudiya tradition. There were Vaishnavas in Bengal. They would carry bead bag in one hand and fish in other hand. And they would tell, oh, this is Jalera Phal. This is Jalka Phal. What is the problem in eating fish? And there are many other sampradayas which came up who are not in line with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. They were called as Sahajiyas. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur identified, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur identified 13 prominent Sahajiya sampradayas. Kaviraj Goswami mentions that, Prabhupada mentions in the purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Some of them are Sakhi Bheki. They would dress themselves, the males would dress themselves as Sakhis. Aul Baul, Gauranga Nagari, Karta Bhaja, Neda, all these are Sahajiyas. They don't follow the rules and regulations. They misinterpret the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On the other side, they are attached to Krishna, they worship Krishna. So they are attached to sense gratification also, and they are attached to Krishna also. Mayavadis, on the other hand, they are completely renounced people. They have nothing to do with this material world. As current Mayavadi sannyasi, you can see the Shankaracharya followers. They are very detached. But they are detached from Krishna also. They have nothing to do with Krishna. They are attached to impersonal Brahman. They want to become Brahman. They want to become God. Materialists, they are attached to material sense gratification and they have nothing to do with Krishna. On the other hand, the devotee, he is detached from Krishna, material sense gratification, Maya. He doesn't use it for his own sense gratification. He uses material energy to serve Krishna. That is called as Yukta Vairagya. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatharham Upayunjata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagya Muchyate. What is Yukta Vairagya? Using everything in Krishna's service because everything belongs to Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. All the spiritual and material worlds, they emanate from Krishna. Everything is the property of Krishna and it should be utilized in service of Krishna. So devotee engages everything in service of Krishna. That's how he's attached to Krishna, detached from Maya.
So, Prabhuji, is my understanding correct that Mayavadis are ahead of Sahajiyas, even though they are attached to Lord Krishna? Because they are practicing.
Yeah, that was my next question. So this is a question for all of you. Amongst Sahajiyas and Mayavadis, which are better? Anyone, all of you can put on the chat, or if you want to speak. Among Sahajiyas and Mayavadis, which are better? Yes, Ananga Kishori Mataji is saying Sahajiyas are better. Oh, Srinivas Prabhu is saying none are better.
Hare Krishna,
Bhagavati
Prabhu. In my opinion, I feel that both of them are not good because one is imitating and the other one is not following also, which means they just have some.
Yeah, both of them are not good, not best, but among the worst, among those, which are better? Who is better? Okay, Jayananda Prabhuji, Gaur Vilas, Sahajiya. Okay, most of them are saying Sahajiya. Now you can tell me why. Okay, Vishwanath Prabhu says Mayavadis are better. Can anyone tell me those who are saying Sahajiyas are better, why they are better? And those who are saying Mayavadis are better, why they are better?
Prabhuji, for Sahajiyas, there is hope. There is some hope. If they come in contact with a pure devotee and they start following the rules and regulations, then they will be elevated to the platform of pure devotional service.
Yes, perfect. Actually, that is the understanding. Because Mayavadis, they have nothing to do with Krishna. They have no hope. They reject the form of the Lord. They are insulting, they are offending the form of the Lord. So therefore, they have very less hope. But Sahajiyas, although they may be attached to all the sinful things, but as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Apichet Suduracharo Bhajate Mamananya Bhak Sadhu Reva Samantavya Samyak Vyavasito Hisa. As soon as they come in touch with a pure devotee and start following them, they are advanced more than any other person. Of course, these type of understandings is for our own, philosophical understanding. We should not go out and tell the world about these things because people in the world, they are not ready for this type of understanding. This is for our own philosophical benefit. Who is better? Mayavadis are really condemned by Vaishnava Acharyas because they reject the form of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhuji, the Lingayat people are Mayavadis.
Who?
Lingayat people.
I'm not sure about them. What is their philosophy?
Lingayat, Shivites.
Shivites may not be Mayavadis, but most of them are Mayavadis. If some person is worshipping Lord Shiva and he understands that Krishna is the God, then he is not so much of on the wrong side. He will advance slowly because Lord Shiva naturally directs all his genuine devotees to Krishna. यः परं ब्रह्म स साक्षात् त्रिगुणाजीव संगितात् भगवन्तं वासुदेव प्रपन्नः स प्रियोऽसि मे, because the devotee of the Lord is very dear to Lord Shiva. That's what Lord Shiva does to Prachetas. They were worshipping him. They were worshipping Vishnu, and Lord Shiva on his own, he came and taught them this Rudra Gita. So if somebody is genuinely following Lord Shiva, then Lord Shiva will definitely direct him or her to Krishna. And most of them are actually attached to the impersonal aspect of the Lord, those who are, followers of Shiva. So they'll get a destination accordingly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much for clearing the doubt, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Next, I request Anuradha Mataji. You can please ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhu. What a wonderful purport, and explained such a beautiful. I was just thinking yesterday during Barlam Purnima, Radhika Raman Prabhu was here, and he was saying that a preacher is by default is in the mood of a friendship sakhya, because it is a friend's job to make Krishna look good. And as you were saying it with Prabhupada words and with the example you're putting, I just wanted to share that every preacher is a friend of Krishna, and our job is to make Krishna look good. And that's what Radhika Raman Prabhu was saying. So I just wanted to share that. And thank you so much. And always look forward to your classes, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Prabhu, there are no questions. And in chat also there are no questions. Yeah. If anyone would like to give their last questions or comments, they can go ahead.
Can I ask one more question, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you were mentioning about the preaching. So could you share your experience? The very first time when you started preaching, how was your experience?
Generally, when I started, I would go to a medical college because that's where I had come from. I started going to medical college, and for preaching to medical students is very difficult thing. They are busy with their studies and so many other things. But one thing is very, very important. Whenever we have genuine desire and we have proper systems, then Krishna definitely sends someone. For a preacher, it is very important to pray regularly to Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not a technical skill which we can learn. It is ultimately between Krishna and that living entity. When we pray to Krishna, then Krishna inspires that person from within the heart. He inspires, he tells, oh, this person is speaking something good, please listen to him. So we have to just become dependent on praying. And of course, we should have learn some skills, how to present Krishna consciousness in right way, in a proper way, according to time, place, circumstance. We should learn how to speak to a person according to his or her level. And depending on Krishna and Mahaprabhu's mercy. It is not any other ordinary thing in the world. Srila Prabhupada would tell, that is, God brothers, many times they would criticize that, oh, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Abhay Babu was a businessman. He knew how to make business. So he had made business. He had opened temples all over the world. It is not about any business skills. It is about preaching and praying to the Lord. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartan. Unless we access Krishna's mercy, Krishna's power, we cannot preach. We should never be disappointed. As far as I'm concerned, my preaching record is because I go to medical colleges. Not many become devotees there. Every year, after a whole year of endeavor, going twice a week to a hostel, at the end of the year, maybe 3 or 4 students, they start chanting 1 round or 2 rounds. So that is what I have been dealing with. But these people, these students who become devotees, they become assets. Many of the devotees in Bhaktivedanta Hospital, they are passed out from JJ Medical College. They become wonderful assets for the community. So it is not about the immediate outcome. It is about the long-term vision. That's what I have been dealing with. Of course, there are some areas where we get immediate results. Some colleges, some institutions, we get immediate results. At the end of the first year, the students, they start chanting 16 rounds. That is there, that is also glorious. That is wonderful. But I have been put in this situation where I have learned to become patient. I have learned to become more and more prayerful, because ultimately I can see that it happens many times. I am putting all my energy on one person, one student. It has happened 2-3 times. Whole year, I am putting energy on one person, and that person doesn't become devotee, doesn't take to chanting. And some other student comes and he starts chanting very nicely and becomes a pakka devotee without myself doing anything. And that makes me really humble. And I never have this illusion that I have made this person a devotee. That's how my experiences are. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing. Eternally grateful to you. Thank you.
Amy Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. I just wanted to understand, we sometimes come across these impersonalists, especially within the family as well. So, what kind of, often there'll be a discussion which starts off between personalists and impersonalists. So, what should be our position in that situation? That should we engage in a discussion or?
Very clearly, I think there is some voice is not so clear. Can you repeat, Mataji, a little slowly?
So, Prabhuji, I want to ask, sometimes we are in a situation where we come across impersonalists, and in that situation, should we engage in discussions with them or rather just listen to them and then just walk away? Does it depend on our own understanding how philosophically strong we are? Then only we should engage, or we should still attempt? I just wanted to know. Thank you.
Yeah, so if we meet some Mayavadis, how should we deal with them? Should we teach them our own philosophy, or should we just be cordial, make friends with them, and just try to create some sukriti? Of the time, I think this is what your question was, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So most of the people in the world, they are not hardcore Mayavadis. They may get attached to some Mayavadi institutions because of some spiritual background, and they start getting it, they start learning what is their philosophy. If we find people who are a little bit on the borderline, we should try to preach to them. We should try to tell them the philosophy. If we find somebody who is really hardcore follower of Mayavad, we should not engage in debate with them. Just increase their sukriti by giving them some prasad or bring them to temple if possible, if the temple is nearby. Let them appreciate the ambience of the temple. Let them appreciate the cleanliness of the temple or any aspect of the temple. That will generate their sukriti. A devotee should be very, very sensitive. We are there to bring people on the other side of the bridge. Try to make bridges. Don't do very heavy preaching so that they will not come this side also and they'll leave whatever they are practicing also. It has happened in the past. Many devotees, because of their very strong preaching to people, they have left spirituality altogether. Because we have destroyed their faith in their God and they could not develop faith in Krishna. So they are like nowhere. They are like Trishanku. You must have heard the story of Trishanku from Ramayana. Vishwamitra. They are in the middle, nowhere. So devotee should be very, very sensitive when it comes to dealing. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेद अज्ञानाम कर्म संगिनाम जोशयेत सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्त समाचरण. We should not disturb the faith of ignorant people. Interestingly, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport something different. He says, a devotee should disturb the faith of ignorant people. Devotee goes one step ahead of the Lord. But that disturbance should be very, very measured. We should be very careful about the situation of that person. If we are telling strong Krishna consciousness philosophy to a Mayavadi, and we should be very careful, otherwise Mayavad Bhashya Shunile Hoy Sarvanash. This Mayavad is a very, very powerful sentiment. It is not a philosophy, it is a sentiment which people carry. Because everyone in this world wants to become God. That's what we have come for. We have come to become God. If we are not powerfully convinced, we will get disturbed. To defeat Mayavadis, it's not so easy. Hardcore Mayavadis. We have seen in the past, in the history, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, the Acharyas, they took a week or so to defeat Mayavadis. Who are we? We have to be really careful. We have to measure the depth of the convictions which that person has. The person is not so much hardcore Mayavadi. Just try to teach them some Krishna consciousness. Try to give them some prasad. Otherwise, if a person is really hardcore, stay away. Don't try to preach to them. We'll get deviated. We'll get distracted. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very grateful. Thank you.
Next, I request Ananga Kishori Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. My question was, you were talking about these four categories and how devotees, he's neither attached nor detached. But I feel that
Devotee is attached to Krishna.
more
Devotee is attached to
attached to Krishna, yes. But like practicing devotees, at least for me, I can say that how what Mahaprabhu told Rup Goswami, being attached to those creepers that grow along with the beach, puja la pratishtha, that attachments, they don't go so easily. No, although, and as grihasthas we can't even practice rigidly, so neither practice is pure, and then of course the result is also I mean, these seasoned devotees also can't overcome the desire for profit, distinction, adoration. How does this go?
Yeah, it is not so easy. These are the very, very subtle creepers which grow. Therefore, Mahaprabhu also tells, as you are saying, Sanatana Goswami is telling, Kutinati Nishiddhachara Jeev Himsan Puja Labh Pratishtha Upashakhagar. The weeds are Kutinati, diplomacy, Nishiddhachar, forbidden behavior, Jeev Himsan, violence against the living entities, Puja Labh Pratishtha, the desire for name, fame, profit, adoration, distinction. So it is a lifetime of endeavor for a devotee to be free from these tendencies. They are the strongest of the tendencies to go. It doesn't go so easily. But the only thing which a devotee should do is not get disappointed seeing their own anarthas, seeing their own shortcomings, seeing their own conditionings. They may stay till the last breath of your life, our life. But if we are strong enough, if we are determined and committed, Krishna at the end of the life, he will purify us. He'll take us to the destination wherever he wants. We should not be so much obsessed by Maya. We should be conscious of Maya, not obsessed. Conscious of Maya, we should be cautious of Maya and conscious of Krishna. Not obsessed with, oh, I may get entangled. I am getting into all these things. Obsession is another side of illusion. If we are thinking, I may get into problems, we'll definitely get into problems. If we are just thinking about our own anarthas and conditionings and not thinking about Krishna's mercy, the nature of the mind is it will make our problems bigger and bigger if we meditate on them. If we don't meditate on our anarthas, on our problems, most of the times it becomes smaller. That's how our mind works. We don't have to meditate on the problems because anyways, meditating on the problems will not solve the problem. We have to meditate on the solution. We have to think about Krishna. We have to think about serving devotees. That helps us. So all these anarthas, they may go or they may not go. We should not be disturbed. That is not our job. That is Krishna's job to purify our hearts. Our job is to focus on the sadhana, not on the sadhya. Of course, the goal should be fixed. We should not be obsessed with the goal, so much obsessed that we forget the sadhana. It happens many times we are so much thinking about the goal that we don't focus on the sadhana, on the process. That is what we need in our practice of bhakti. We need to be in association of devotees who can remind us these things. Otherwise, the mind, it is a very, very powerful entity. That's why Kapila, when Devotee asked him, can you please tell me the process by which I can come out of this material existence? Kapila tells, yes, there are three paths, I'll tell you. Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam. I'll tell you Adhyatmik Yoga. There are three types of Adhyatmik Yoga. Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Of that, Bhakti Yoga is the simplest. Before describing Bhakti Yoga, he tells, in all these paths, mind is the pivot. We have to learn to control the mind. And controlling the mind begins by neglecting the mind. Prabhupada writes in one purport in the 11th canto, the best way to control the mind is neglect it. Don't take the suggestions given by the mind so seriously. They drain our consciousness. That's how we have to learn. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for that question. Last question, Nitika Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. My question is, Prabhuji, I sometimes get confused between Mayavadis. Can you help me understand exactly the difference between Mayavadis and Karmis? What are the prominent ones? And who all can be categorized into Mayavadi?
Mayavadis means they are interested in impersonal form of the God. They want to become God. Karmis, they are interested in enjoyment in this world and in the next world. They want to go to heaven and enjoy, and they want to enjoy on the earth. Mayavadis, they may not enjoy in this world. They may do all the hard work, all the tapasya, but the goal is they want to merge in Brahman. And they have this understanding that we are God. We have just forgotten that we are God. We have to remind ourselves that we are. That is their understanding. So there should not be much
Actually, one
confusion.
thing. Prabhuji, what is the meaning of Mayavadi?
Mayavad means those who are attached to. I have not heard the technical meaning of Mayavadi. The Mayavadi per se indicates those who are attached to the impersonal Brahman. They want to become God. And in fact, Mayavadi means they are having the greatest illusion that they can become God. That's why they are called Mayavan. Nobody can become God. But they have this understanding. In the current scenario in India, the greatest of the spiritual leaders, they are from Shankara Sampradaya. Shankara Sampradaya means Shankaracharya, he came on the orders of Krishna himself. Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati, Mayavadam Satshastram Prachannam Bauddham Uchyate Mayeva Kalpitam Devi Kalau Brahmana Rupina. He's telling to Parvati, this Mayavad, it is a false scripture, Asat Shastra. It is Prachannam Bauddham, it is hidden Buddhism only. Buddhism means what? Everything ends with this life. But the Mayavadis, what they say? No. Everything becomes one with the God after this life. So both are the same. So Prabhupada quotes a detailed description. It comes in the Adi Leela, 7th chapter. And I think it comes in the, I just tell you the verse also. You can go and read that purport, very, very detailed purport. Prabhupada writes, he quotes the verses from Lord Shiva. Adi Leela, 7th chapter, 110th verse. In that, Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati, it comes in Padma Purana. Mayavada Masat Shastram Prachinnam Bauddham Uchyate Mayeva Kalipitam Devi Kalau Brahmana Rupina. And then he tells again what I'll do in this Mayavad, in this form of Shankaracharya. Detailed it is described. Actually, he tells, I am spreading ignorance through this Mayavad philosophy. Shruno Devi Prakshyami Tamasani Yathakramam Yesham Shravana Matrena Patityam Jnaninampi. Even the great liberated souls can fall down by hearing my philosophy of Mayavad. So that is Mayavad. Somebody thinks I am God. We cannot become God. And what is Brahmavad? Mayavad means those people, they reject the form of the Lord. Lord has no form. It is only impersonal Brahman. How can God be having a form? Form is limiting. God is unlimited. Therefore, God has no form. Brahmavadis, they don't reject the form of the Lord, but they are more attached to the impersonal aspect of the Lord. And the famous examples of Brahmavadi are four Kumaras and Shukdev Goswami himself. It comes in the third canto when four Kumaras, they went to meet Lord Vishnu. They knew that God has a form, but we are more attached to the impersonal form. So they went to meet Lord Vishnu, the source of Brahman. तस्यारविन्दनाथस्य पदारविन्द किञ्जल्कमिश्र तुलसी मकरन्द वायु अन्तर्गतस्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजुषामपि चित्ततनवोः. When they smelled the fragrance of the tulasi which was offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, although akshara jusham, they were absorbed and situated in Brahman, but they developed feelings of devotion. Shukdev Goswami was liberated from the birth. Tasya putro mahayogi samdrin nirvikalpakaha ekant matirunnidro gudho mood iveyate. This verse comes in the first canto, fourth chapter. The qualities of Shukdev Goswami. Tasya putro, the Vyasdev's son, was Mahayogi. Samdrik, he was equal vision, having equal vision. Nirvikalpaka, no dualities. Ekantmati, situated in monism. But when he heard the beauty of the Lord, he heard the compassion of the Lord, which the Lord showed to Putana, he became the greatest of the devotees. So that's how Brahmavadis are. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think you answered one more question in the chat also already. Yes, Prabhuji. So there was one question. I think you had answered that also. How to preach demigods worshippers? You said we'll have to deal with them lightly. As Prabhupada told to even go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to preaching to demigod worshippers, in the past, ISKCON devotees have really, they have done a major blunders because of their immature ways of dealings with other Hindu organizations and other people who are worshipping devatas, and it had landed up banning entire ISKCON in the country. So while dealing with the demigod worshippers, we should follow the same strategy as we are dealing with Mayavadis. Some people who are not so strong, staunch followers, just try to teach them direct Krishna consciousness. Those who are really absorbed in demigod worship, just try to give them Krishna Prasad, try to bring them to temple, try to increase their Sukriti. That's how it will bring them closer to Krishna. Never ever condemn the devatas. Never tell, Are, you are worshipping, Durga. I am worshipping Krishna. You are worshipping ordinary demigod. The word demigod itself is very, very strong. We should be very careful when we use this word demigods. The word itself looks very, very, so to say, offensive for too many. A demigod. Some people say demigod. Dummy means the dolls. They're not all actual gods. We can, nowadays we can use the words which are more on the conservative side. We can tell, oh, these are the cosmic administrators of the universe. They are very powerful beings. Devatas are a very nice word. Demigod looks very, very strong. We should never ever disturb their faith. Just tell them to add Krishna in their lives. Just give them some opportunity to serve. So slowly they'll develop some Sukriti and they'll come close to Krishna. That's how we can work. We can bring them closer. Okay.
Yes,
RSS also preaches Bhagavad Gita. What are they? Not Mayavadis, not Sahajias. The way other organizations preach Bhagavad Gita and the way we preach Bhagavad Gita, it is a little different. Bhagavad Gita is a book which can be interpreted in many ways. Some people use Bhagavad Gita to spread the feelings of dharma. That is also good. But Srila Prabhupada, when he wrote Bhagavad Gita, he wrote it as it is. That means what Krishna wants Arjun to become. He wants Arjun to become devotee. He doesn't want him to become a Rashtravadi or a Hindutva promoter. Hindutva, the word Hindu is not there in the Bhagavad Gita. Sanatana Dharma of every living entity is to serve. And Bhagavad Gita promotes that. When we are dealing with the people in the outside world who are from other organizations spreading Sanatana Dharma, we should respect them. We should never disturb them that, oh, you are spreading Hindutva. We are spreading Bhakti. Bhakti is much higher. We know that Bhakti is highest. But we should teach and preach according to time, place, circumstances. Otherwise, will not build bridges, will burn them. Because all these other institutions which are promoting Hindutva, Dharma, they have some pious credits. We should utilize them to bring them close to Bhakti, not alienate them. We should be very, very careful. Just like, I'm coming from Ayodhya. We went to Ayodhya and Prayag. And it was a 2-day, 3-day trip. We were taking bath with a group of devotees in Prayag, Sangam, and one of our devotees, he started telling the Kevata, the boatman, he said, I had told in the class previously that we are not going to Sangam to purify our path. We are going to ask for devotion. Ganga is the storehouse of devotion. She's coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. So this devotee, he started telling the boatman, and they're like very wonderful people, boatmen, they know the glories of Ganga, whatever they have heard. He started telling that, I'll tell you something which will really astonish you. We have not come here to wash our sins. We have come here to ask for devotion because Bhakti is much higher. I just immediately told them, just hold on, Prabhu. What are you saying? This is not the right time. This is not the right place. We should know where to say what. Otherwise, what may have happened if this devotee would have gone into argument with this simple boatman? Oh, we have not come for washing our sins. We have come here for devotion. We are not like ordinary people. It would have destroyed our image. All these people, they would think, ISKCON wale kya samajhte hain apne aap ko? They are thinking themselves better. Because all the other people, those who are rowing the boats, they have this understanding Ganga is supreme, Ganga is most purifying. He was telling the glories of we are not sensitive enough. Rather than developing a wonderful relation with that person and bringing them closer to Bhakti, we will destroy that person's faith in the process of Bhakti. We have to be really careful. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Wonderful, wonderful question answer session. Wonderful session, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for this so much thought-provoking discourses from you, Prabhuji. We're making many things clear in very detailed way. Thank you. Let us pay obeisances to Prabhuji and all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Devyo namo namah. Gauri Vaishnav Vrinda
Gauri Vaishnav की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
Gaur Vilas
नित्यात श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Right.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, all devotees. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Gauranga.
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
Nityananda. May God bless you all. See you tomorrow.
Hare
Nityananda.
Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much
Hari
for joining
Bol.
the call. Shyama Gauri Mataji, are
Hari
you there?
Bol.
Can you end the call?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Shyama Gauri Mataji, can you end the
Yes,
call?
Mataji. Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. Sorry, I joined.
Yeah, end the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shyama Gauri Mataji. Oh. Mataji, you are the host. Can you end the call? Shyama Gauri Mataji. Mataji, Shyama Gauri Mataji, are you there? Okay, this one is okay, Mataji. Shyama Gauri Mataji, can you end the call? Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji. Taking the call. Mataji, this 3 nitrous, no? This 3 nitrous, have you selected or what? Yes, Mataji. Okay.